What's going on, everybody? My name is Phantomatic, and today we are going to be going through the interview that Salon, the producer of Wuthering Waves, was in, I think last night, if I believe so. So I did read through like a portion of the beginning last night. However, I did kind of want to go through it with every single one of you. So I decided to stop, read it, fall asleep, wake up, and here I am right now. So as you can clearly see, this is not short at all. This is quite the amount we have to read through, so I'm not going to be stalling anymore. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I do have a Discord server which you can join in the not comments, but the description below. And without further ado, let's get straight into the interview. So, a CN player with early access to the 2.0 update of Wuthering Waves had the opportunity to interview Salon, producer of Wuthering Waves, about the latest features and improvements in the update. So, just for a quick clarification, Grape-kun is the one who interviewed Salon and is the CN player. Grape-kun, what's the current state of the Wuthering Waves team? Salon, through the official launch of Wuthering Waves and now approaching the 2.0 version, our team had gained a clearer understanding and practical experience of what it takes to do the right thing for every aspect of the player experience. The team is now able to take a longer-term perspective beyond just ensuring the quality of the present. We started to make truly long-term plans. Initially, we were a bit unsure about the confidence we had in our content. Now we are firmly committed to creating premium content that we deeply believe in. So yeah, so just for a quick heads up, I was not here for Jinxi's patch and Shangli's patch. I did arrive around the beginning of the Shorekeeper patch. Well, not beginning, but ending of the Shorekeeper patch. And if I'm being honest, you could have kind of seen it because we really didn't know what the future of Wuthering Waves had in store. We just knew, yeah, this is what's currently going on. We're excited for this, and that's pretty much it. But now, as you can clearly see, after Camilla's whole patch, you could really see that they're not just showing us the current present of Wuthering Waves, but also the future of Wuthering Waves, which is pretty cool to see because we were sorta really in the dark about what was going on. To be honest, I feel like the only way you would have known about like the future of Wuthering Waves was through leaks. So I'm honestly really glad that they are actually like, you know, showing us what's happening, not just right now, but what's going to be happening in the future as well. So that's pretty cool to see. That's pretty cool to see. So let's continue. Grape-kun, looking back at Wuthering Waves from launch to now, how do you feel about it? Salon, one of the biggest takeaways is the importance of staying grounded. Being grounded means 1. Further shaping the game's world and lore, building a world of Solaris that comes alive again because of the rovers. 2. Continuously creating characters that make players excited, one that players truly love. 3. Consistently improving systems so that players feel better with every interaction. 4. Relentlessly pursuing more satisfying scripts and narrative experiences for players. 5. Continuously crafting surprising and creative map designs. 6. Constantly releasing fun, gameplay-rich new features. When we stick to doing these things, we can clearly feel the positive feedback and recognition from players. This feedback is also reflected directly in various game data metrics. It is the validation that assures us we've gradually figured out the answer to how to make a long-term service-oriented open-world game. So it's pretty cool how they actually went into a couple of these things. So we're going to going through them one by one. So first things first, further shaping the game's world and lore, building a world of Solaris that comes alive again because of the rovers. So Wuthering Waves does have some sort of a deep storytelling, but it's not necessarily there, especially for the world building. Everything about Solaris, to be exact, can be told through the story. Like there's no like, oh, you gotta go look at this to really figure out what's like the deep lore behind Solaris. No, it's basically told to you like, yeah, this is what happens, that's what happens. For example, the Black Shores. We practically knew everything about the Black Shores just from the interactions we had while we were playing through the main story. There was nothing we really had to go out and look for to really understand about it. Besides the Mobius loop, I guess, but the Mobius loop is like its own huge thing. But like, for example, the Tetris system, all of that was explained in the main story, which isn't a bad thing, obviously. However, it would be nice to have some lore that we have to go out of our way to personally look for to truly understand, you know? But I'm excited to see what they mean by this. And I do hope we get a lot more like deep lore about the world, to be exact. 2. continuously creating characters that make players excited, ones that players truly love. While yes, this could mean a lot of things, like just creating new characters in general that people would like design wise. However, that's not all there is to a character per se. While yes, a character design is rather important, like rather if not equally important to the character's lore, the lore as well also really helps with that fact, because while the design is cool, for example, Kalcharo is a perfectly good example. While his design is pretty cool, there is literally nothing to know about him. Hence why people will just move on to characters who actually have lore behind them. For example, Shorekeeper. So I do hope they mean like creating characters with lore that people will love. I really do hope so. So I hope the 2.0 runner-ups, for example, like Zani to be exact, will have lore that will truly make us be like, oh yeah, this is my top 10 character, you know? 3, consistently improving systems so that players feel better with every interaction. Now, I don't think we've gotten any examples of this per se besides the new movement mechanics. So the fact that they talked about like creating improving systems so that we feel better with every interaction. So that could mean a wide variety of things. So I can't really put much thought into this, but it's pretty cool that they actually acknowledge that yeah, the systems can be improved. 4, relentlessly pursuing more satisfying scripts and narrative experiences for players. Yes, holy, I'm so glad they actually acknowledge that the scripts and narrative could be improved. While this was talked about with, I think, Ryuku, this was talked about I think, was it Ryuku or was it Tectone? One or the other was talking about the cinematic quality of Wuthering Waves and how it just, bro, they have it down, bro. The cinematic cutscenes and even just the text dialogue between characters are phenomenal. The camera work, everything top notch. However, the narrative could be improved. For example, using phrases that we don't have a single clue about what it means. For example, the Mobius loop. I had no idea what the hell the Mobius loop was until I really had to go back and really pay attention to what they're talking about specifically and be like, oh, that's what the Mobius loop is. There's literally no explanation, like any decent explanation about what the Mobius loop is. So I'm so glad they actually, Salon actually talked about this. I'm pretty excited to see how this improves in 2.0 as well, because I'm 2.0 #1 Glazer. I do believe 2.0 is going to be top notch. So I'm excited to see how they cook with this. 5, continuously crafting surprising and creative map designs. Yeah, we could honestly see this with Renacita. Renacita has a lot of massive like POIs we can go to and explore. They all look rather amazing. So if they keep up this quality and somehow improve on this quality, Wuthering Waves would have the best open world map, hands down. 6, constantly releasing fun, gameplay-rich new features. We can also see this even in the current patch we are in with the elusive dream and the whole like pod thing where we can go pretty fast. I don't think we got any new gameplay mechanics besides the flying, so I don't think they've shown off anything else, but I do know that they have a lot of these things in store, and this just kind of confirms it as well with what Salon said. So again, so far W. I have not seen one L so far yet, so let's hope that continues on the further we go in this. That said, the industry evolves rapidly and players' demand continues to grow. So on this foundation, the most important thing is for us to maintain the agility to think quickly and adapt. Yes, that is also true. Grapekun, how was the team feeling during the game's launch? How did you manage to adjust things? Salon, initially we only had 3 things on our minds. 1, working overtime and pushing ourselves to deliver the best possible quality for version 1.1. 2, carving out the time to continuously address and resolve the problems present in the live version. 3, conducting a thorough review and analysis of the version 1.0 launch to extract lessons and experiences. And yes, I do feel like they still have these things in mind. The working overtime thing, listen bro, we're all human, we can all take breaks, alright? I know they don't have MAPPA level of overworking where employees can't see their families for like 3 years, but I do hope they're actually allowed to like properly take breaks and not overwork themselves to the point of like massive exhaustion. But other than that, I do feel like they really do keep these things in mind still, even till now, especially number 2, carving out time to continuously address and resolve the problems presented in the live version. They still do that, hands down. Like, Kuro game devs are like top notch when it comes to listening to the community about like really massive issues. So yeah, they definitely do still have these things in mind. Our efforts paid off. The 1.1 version marked the first major turning point for Wuthering Waves. The integrated design of the great world in Mount Firmament Mountain and the stunning performances of characters like Genshin and Changli turned the wave of public opinion. It brought the game back onto a healthy track for growth. Now again, I was not here for Changli nor Genshin, so I can't really put my input in this. Grapekun, compared to the launch, how has your team changed its approach to the new versions? Salon, when the game first launched, the core appeal of Wuthering Waves was about fast-paced combat, an open world, and the echo, which is so true. The challenge was figuring out how to combine these 3 elements into a cohesive and satisfying gameplay loop. In the past, you could see us experimenting with ways to align these 3 aspects, making echoes more useful in exploration and combat, acting as a bridge between high-speed battles and open-world gameplay, increasing mobility to make open-world exploration itself feel more fast-paced and aligned with the game's core gameplay style. Now with version 2.0, we've moved beyond some of the old frameworks, like gated exploration, linear storytelling, unlocking maps bit by bit, and traditional puzzle solving with hidden treasure chests. Instead, we're breaking the mold of conventional open world design. That is actually massive, because what they basically said is that they're moving away from what Genshin Impact the foundation Genshin Impact had on open world gacha games. And you can see this again with the unlocking maps bit by bit, finding hidden treasure chests. This is all something that Genshin Impact basically kind of crafted. They molded. This is the mold that most open world gacha games go with because of Genshin Impact. And Salon basically said that, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. We're breaking this mold. We're going to be moving away from what Genshin Impact, the foundation Genshin Impact laid, and they're going to ahead and do their own thing, which is honestly quite amazing to hear. Like, I'm pretty proud to hear this. This is important. Who says open world games have to be slow paced? Wuthering Waves is attempting an entirely new kind of open world experience, and if this succeeds, we can see a huge, massive change for not just Wuthering Waves, but any other open world gacha game in the future. Because instead of going with the foundation Genshin Impact laid, they would now be going with the foundation Wuthering Waves laid. We don't need, and we don't want slow-paced open world content. We want a fast-paced open world experience, which is what Wuthering Waves is trying to have. On one hand, we're giving players tools to speed up their experiences. There's no need to unlock waypoints or maps in Renacita in the new region 2.0. Most of the world's exploration, puzzles, collections, missions, dungeons, and other activities are now integrated into the map's guidance system. Players can easily track progress and complete tasks at their own pace. Massive, absolutely massive. So we don't need to do. They're changing. They're changing. They're really changing with 2.0. Because you don't need to unlock waypoints or maps in Renacita, which is insane. This is all unlocked for us right away. So instead of us having to do hours and hours of exploration trying to unlock the entire map, the map is unlocked for us right away. So we don't feel pressure to have to go and unlock all these waypoints. They're all active for us right away. And as they said, the puzzles, collections, missions, they're all integrated into the map's guidance system. So they'll be easy for us to find, do, complete, and 100%. Absolutely amazing. This is huge. This is game changing. Not just gameplay wise, but for the entire foundation of open world games in general. This is insane. On the other hand, we're using points of interest and positive incentives to let players voluntarily slow down when they want to. Massive W. Some players are concerned about how Wuthering Waves can maintain this level of creativity and content production. How do you address that? Salon. For a large-scale, content-driven game like Wuthering Waves, as long as we have new ideas we want to pursue, production capacity will always feel subjectively insufficient. W. Glad to hear that. So our goal is to allocate our limited production capacity to deliver concentrated, impactful content that surprises and delights players. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Grapekun. The Wuthering Waves open world emphasizes exploration and interaction. How do you balance the depth of storytelling with open world freedom? Salon. The core design philosophy of Wuthering Waves centers on living freedom. We aim to give players meaningful choices and moments where they feel the world reacts dynamically to their presence. This is challenging to balance in an open world because it's easy for the open world to feel fragmented or directionless. To address this, we focused on two strategies. 1. Guiding freedom. While the world offers the freedom to explore, it also gives players clear motivations. For example, exploration often leads players to uncover hidden stories, lore, and rewards, which strengthens their connection to the world. True. 2. Layered narrative. The main storyline provides a structured cinematic experience, while side quests and environmental storytelling offer a deeper immersion for those who seek it. We try to make both layers meaningful so even small details contribute to the overall narrative cohesion. I don't necessarily have much to talk about this because it's true. While I personally I'm not a big fan of side quests to be exact. I can see how the side quests can truly immerse someone into the world a lot more when they play it. So again, W so far. Now one single L besides the slight potential L with the characters and creating more characters. However, again, they could create more characters, but if they don't have lore, that is a massive L. Grapekun. How do you ensure consistency between Wuthering Waves' gameplay and storytelling? Salon. Our core principle is that gameplay must reinforce the story, and the story must elevate the gameplay. For example, in version 2.0, Renacita's design reflects its lore. The environment feels alive and tied to the game's history, and exploration mechanics like using echoes to interact with the world are directly connected to the story of this region. At the same time, combat mechanics are enriched by character narratives. Players feel more engaged when they understand a character's motivations, backgrounds, and personal stakes. Yes, that is true. So where's Kalcharo's story, huh? Where is it? Grapekun. Looking forward, what's the long-term vision for Wuthering Waves? Salon. Our long-term vision is to create a world that players truly want to live in. This includes expanding Solaris into a rich and layered world with evolving stories. Oh shoot, they're actually Solaris is getting more lore. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. 2. Constantly introducing characters, regions, and features that surprise and delight players. Again, I hope y'all are introducing characters that truly have lore behind them. 3. Building a sustainable game where players feel rewarded for their investment of time and emotion. Above all, we want Wuthering Waves to remain a space where players can explore, discover, and connect, not just with the world, but also with each other. Grapekun. Is there anything you'd like to say to players who have been with the game since its launch? Salon. To all our players, thank you for your trust and support. Your feedback has been invaluable in shaping the journey of Wuthering Waves. We'll continue to work hard to deliver new experiences, and we hope you'll stay with us as we explore the limitless possibilities of Solaris together. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the interview with the producer of Wuthering Waves. I am officially now excited for not just 2.0, but the future of Wuthering Waves. He went through a lot of things that was quite interesting to see and pretty hype. Like, for example, they're going back to Solaris to give us further lore, not just for the world, but potentially characters as well. So that could mean we are getting Kalcharo's story quest soon. I'm excited. I know you all are excited. And that is going to be it. This video is already long in of itself. So what did you all think about the interview? I personally believe it was a massive W. Hardly any L's besides, again, the character thing. But I do want you to all go down in the comments below and tell me, what are you all personally excited for from this interview? And again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My Discord server is up and active, so make sure to join that when you can. And I'll see you all in the next Wuthering Waves video. Signing off.